Hey, this is Jake from Mito, and I'm going to show you how we can use Plotly charts inside of Mito. For those who don't know, Plotly is a really great graphing library. They have a Python library that's really powerful. They also have a thing called Dash, which is more of a enterprise tool for dashboarding. But Plotly, which is their Python library, is what we use inside of Mito. So Plotly is a library that allows us to create really great visualizations and graphs inside of a Python environment. Here we're using JupyterLab. The nice thing about Mito, though, is that in Mito you don't have to use any of the Plotly code to make these graphs. So you still get to access the power of this Plotly Python package, but we can do it all visually, and we don't need to write any code to create the charts. So here in Mito, I've called the sheet, imported two data sets, merged them together, and then I created this pivot table here. And so now let's say we want to graph it. All we have to do is click our graph button, and our graph menu will appear. So the first thing is we have a few different chart types we can choose from: bar, box, histogram, and scatter. If we want to graph these two columns, let's go with the bar chart for now. So as the x-axis, we'll put these states we have. And then this zip code column here, we have how many zip codes for each of these states we have in the data set. So we've applied the x-axis. Now let's apply the y-axis as zip codes. And we'll see here a graph showing the relationship between the states and how many zip codes each one has. A few things we can do here. One, let's say I want to zoom in on a subset of the data. Just create a window here. We can zoom in on that, and then I can pull that back to full screen out here. I can also, by clicking this button, download that graph as a PNG. Another thing I can do, let's say I want to look at a box plot for one of the columns. So I'll change this to box. We'll see it automatically resets back to the column selection. And for our zip codes, let's look at that. We'll see a box plot, and it'll highlight all the important values for us. In terms of two columns, another thing I can do is I can look at a scatter plot view instead of the bar chart view. So we'll make this again the state value, and this will be the zip code value. And now we'll see a scatter plot, and in the scatter plot we can pick any data point and zoom in and focus on it.